Hey guys, this is the Giant and Hedgehog, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. 2016 has been a pretty big year for movies, and I'm releasing this video on New Year's Eve. Unfortunately. And if you don't know what this video is about, this is my top 10 movies of 2016. Now, the rules are simple. If you don't like these movies, that is perfectly okay. They're good in my personalized opinion. So without further ado, let's get this list out of the way and start with number 10. Coming at number 10 is the new Ninja Turtles movie, Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Not to be confused with the awful game of the same name, it is the sequel to the 2014 movie that is produced by Michael Bay. While the movie is of course not as good as the trailers, which is why it's this low on the list, the creators seem to make some improvements over the first movie with mostly some classic style action that we at least come to know and love. But this movie is my favorite of the supposed reboot trilogy, but if they do a good last one, I'm sure it'll be better. And coming here at number 9 is the video game story reboot of the first Ratchet and Clank. Called Ratchet and Clank, of course. This movie, in my personal opinion, might be the only faithful game-to-movie adaptation ever. I really liked it, and no, I don't like it, I loved it. The story and characters are well better than the actual first game. Now, you're probably asking why did you put this movie low on the list. That is because the overall pacing and the way it ended needs to be improved up a notch. But get the Blu-ray if you can and see it for yourself. It is well worth your time. And at the number 8 spot, Suicide Squad. I have more positive feelings about this than Batman v Superman. Mostly the slow-paced scenes are better improved. It's not as grittier, and overall Harley Quinn's personality is one of the best out of the DC cinematic universe. Think of it as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, but with DC villains. It blew my mind how good the ending was. It is a bit low on the list because there were some slow-paced scenes that made the pacing almost as blah as Ratchet and Clank, but it's not as bad. Definitely a must-see. I hate to be controversial, but see Angry Joe Show's review on this movie. I was at least almost the same rating as this movie deserves, with an 8 out of 10 from his channel and like a 7 from me. But overall, just go see it for yourself. And coming here at the number 7 spot is Star Trek Beyond. I personally thought it was going to suck after hearing that the overall is not a reboot, but my god, they did it well for this movie. I was a bit close to being low on the list because the overall movie felt like a TV episode for some odd reason, but my score is so far an 8 out of 10. Coming here at the 6th spot here is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. My god, J.K. Rowling, you done did it good with this film. While still being very slow-paced, I ended up loving it. The characters are memorable, though it is on the second half of this list because there were some scenes that were mostly disturbing and maybe a little confusing. But check it out while it's still in theaters, or just if you want, wait for Blu-ray. At the first half of this list is the number 5 movie, and that is Deadpool. Oh man, was this movie awesome or what? While it is the only R-rated movie on this list, I ended up loving it for its fantastic number of action scenes and humor. The reason for not being at a higher rating, mostly because their scenes are sometimes hard to look at. But it is so far an amazing and my most favorite Marvel Fox movie, and it shall go down in history as the best Marvel movie, if you can call it that. At least better than Fantastic Four. Speaking of Marvel, here's our number 4 spot, and that is Captain America Civil War. Wow. An unexpected Avengers film that has the Captain America title splattered onto it, and that is actually quite awesome. This is worth saying much. I love the overall characters, but if I had to focus on just one character, and that is, ladies and gents, Spider-Man. No, not like the Marvel Fox films. This Spider-Man has to be the best personality ever, and it is more subpar with the comics. At least the older ones from back in the 80s or whatever you want to call it. Definitely see this movie. Speaking of it, it is right on Netflix, so please see it while you still can. And the third best film of this year is Zootopia. Yeah, call it inaccurate to put a kid's film above all the other teen to adult stuff on this list, but my god, how well did they did Zootopia perfectly. So inspiring. It captures 90% of the heart of what Disney films are. Definitely see it on Netflix while it's still there. There is a little bit of a controversial thing, and that is the overall messages were good, and it has something to do with like the stereotypes, but it can be a little bit, a teeny bit controversial, but whatever. That's just my opinion. Go out and see it. It's on Netflix. See it before it goes out. Definitely a must-see. And number 2 might be most controversial because Ghostbusters, the 2016 reboot, is at the spot of this list. I seriously love the new Ghostbusters. F all the haters for this film. Ghostbusters is one of those movies that I just loved it. All the female cast make this best Ghostbusters film, in my opinion, and it stands out to all the rest of the originals. Which, by the way, when I have made the reasons why I'm a Ghostbusters fan, is because this movie really draw me in to the Ghostbusters franchise, or series, whatever you want to call it. But Ghostbusters 2016 is the #1 best Ghostbusters film, and it's at my second best movie of 2016. But before we get to number 1, let's look at some honorable mentions. Batman v Superman. Like I said when I put Suicide Squad high on this list, it is one of the very slow-paced films and it's more grittier than the rest. Somehow I ended up liking it, so I gave this a skip. X-Men Apocalypse. I still loved Days of Future Past better, which is why I gave it a skip, but they still did a great job with this film. Definitely see it for yourself. Now wait, there is one dishonorable mention. Independence Day Resurgence. Oh no! Why is this bad? The action? The slow-pacedness? Anything? I give this as my overall worst movie of this year so far. Just don't see it. Now for our number 1. Picture yourself to a galaxy far, far away and just see the awesomeness and amazing expectations. This gave this a perfect 10 out of 10. Ladies and gents, I give you Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Every little expectation passed with this film, despite of its flaws, with its amazing action pieces, a solid OST by Michael Giacchino, and that it captures the heart of what Star Wars films are once again. My god, my review for more info I will put up on the end screen. Just see this movie, 10 out of 10. It's the best movie of 2016. I loved it. I don't want to spoil it. See it for yourself. It's really good. So that's it. My top 10 best movies of 2016. Now I know you have a list of your own, so if you agree with my list, that is good. If you don't, what are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the Jazz and Hedgehog. And drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget the videos are what they count. See you guys next year with a huge breath of fresh air for what new releases of movies are coming out. Okay guys, see ya, and I will catch you guys on the next gameplay video. Now I know that the Ratchet Clank video and the Star Wars Battlefront video was not uploaded this past week, but because I had school vacation off and I just want to take a break from all this YouTube stuff, so I am just glad I made this list, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you don't, just don't dislike it. Just don't. Anyway, Merry late Christmas to you all. Have a happy New Year. And I will see you guys on the next video. Okay, guys. See ya. And again, the videos are what they count.